opportunity to sit with high-profile men and women within and outside of the country to do comedy or to either to do comedy or to anchor their events. But all the same, I still find it a great privilege being here and talking to fellow happier. How do we define ourselves? As in, we are the happy people. Like, trust me.
Yes.
We finding happiness is the greatest happiness you can ever find. Like, it's the greatest. See, a madman knows. Okay, sorry for that illustration, but let me just use it. Like, when you know a madman is about to get well, is when the madman realizes that he's mad. So when you know you're about to get happy, it's the time that you know to yourself that you need happiness. Everything is not about money. Though money can bring happiness, trust me, it makes my heart leap. Do you understand? And as well as every other person hearing me, do you get? So it's not. So when people say, some people say, you don't need to like money too much because you're a Christian. My brother and my sister, let's cut it. It's because you have not seen real money. If you see real money, you will be happy. Trust me, you will be happy. And majority of the problem that we all face in our lives and in our homes generally is due to the fact that we need money. Even Bible too says, money answers all things. We have to answer. And even if any good book, go and check it. Whenever they are talking about money, they are not talking about bad things. It's only the part that they say money is bad is when the money that is bad is the money that is the root of all evil. So if you are using your money to do evil, or you do evil before you get your money, that one is bad. But every other thing, trust me, is good though. Because if money is not good, you will not marry. It's money you used to marry. So let's and you will not want your investment to bonfire. So you have to make your marriage work. It's true now. And I realize a particular trend that is going around. You know what? I'll just turn on my face. So because I want people to see my expression, because there are some things that pain me in this life that I have to express myself. And I've been looking for where to say it. Thank God that I'm here. I will say my mind in this place. Today, you will hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, this year has been a roller coaster. When I say roller, it's been bumpy. Like, lots of people are losing their lives. Lots of people have lost their jobs. Lots of people have gained new jobs, while lots of people have started new businesses. And it's been amazing generally. But the only thing that makes it significant is the fact that Nigeria is owing money. We are owing 30-something trillion. So nobody should tell me, hey, I'm tired of this life. No, you can't be tired. We are owing money. Don't be, because if you are owing anybody money, that person cannot pray that you should die. That's why of the whole people that are infected with coronavirus, Nigeria is having the least people because we are owing people. So all of them are praying that, hey, God, don't let Nigerians die so that Nigerians will pay their money. And in case you don't know, the Lagos State government have made a rule that if they should catch anybody trying to commit suicide, you pay a fine. Say, I don't know how you have money and then you want to go and kill yourself again. Please, don't try it. They are catching people now who want to kill themselves. See, if any doctor to report that food you poisoned yourself or you were involved in any kind of that you use overdose of drug, they can lock you up and you will pay a fine. Do you understand?
We lost you there, Larry. Hello.
Sorry, my mic. I wanted to press camera. The thing I'm muted. I don't know what happened. This camera is beefing me. It doesn't want people to see my fine face on a Saturday morning.
We must see your fine face, though.
Is it working now?
Yes,
now I see me. I see me clearly.
You too.
Yeah. So I was saying something before, and big shout out to everyone who I can see their very beautiful pictures, but yet we can't see their face. Please, you people should be showing your face once in a while. So we know we are not talking to a picture, we are talking to a real human being. please. And yeah, like I was saying earlier on, I don't want to interrupt myself by myself. Yeah, so we please don't commit suicide. Suicide is not an option. Being suicidal is not a good thing. If you need to see a counselor, please do see a counselor. No matter what you're going through in life, just know that somebody is going through worse and the person is still alive. So, and just consider yourself as one of the strongest people on earth. So trust me, it will work. I'm a family man. There are times when, shall I say it? There are times when I've tried to run away from my house. Especially during that lockdown, I tried to run away from my house, but it did not work. It's me that run, it's me that come back. Do you understand? When hungry catch me, I have to come back. Like, hey, what? I cannot kill myself. Do you understand? Let's not be doing this. So movement is I can do good all by myself, I can do bad all by myself. I'll leave there. If you leave there, you don't want to become a burden to another person. And the person will not be praying for you in their heart. Trust me, they are actually praying for you. So just hold yourself by yourself. Find your own happiness. That's why we are all here. So by the time we all get happy, trust me, this world will be a better place. I think without those few points of mine, I believe I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that I'm a happiness ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you so very much. And
You're very welcome, man.
That's why we said the formal introduction will not have sufficed, but thank God that he was able to, introduce himself by himself. We're still going to take the formal introduction, and so that we will just also know who Olanrewaju Gregory is. His brand name is Larry J. For those who are just joining us, you're welcome. His brand name is Larry J. His real name is Olanrewaju Gregory. Larry J represents an exceptional comedian, actor, writer, compare, and dancer. Ooh, Larry, so you can dance. That's good. 10 years
it's
ago.
It's one of those things I like to do. I love to do.
You love to do. Wow, wow. 10 years ago, Larry J left his full-time job as an event producer to pursue his dream of becoming a renowned and seasoned comedian. Since then, he has been opportune to grace top platforms in the comedy industry, such as AY Live in both Lagos and London, The Chronicles of Osh Baby, The Oxymoron of Kenny Black, London and Lagos, and many others, including the African Praise Experience hosted by House on the Rock Lagos. Larry J as a brand is a testament to the future of stand-up comedy in Nigeria, as said by AY comedian and Kenny Black. He is on the verge of hosting the second edition of his most talked about self-named stand-up comedy concert, Larry J Live. So I know that we're all on mute, but I'll still say, let's put our hands together for Larry J. Thank you, Larry J, for coming. We do not take this time out for granted. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you very much. So quickly, we're going to go into our slides for today so that we'll talk about it a bit. Myself and Larry J will be taking parts of the slides. So as we move on, so I'm trying to share the slides with you right now so that we can move. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay. Just a moment. If you're just joining in, we would like to say thank you for joining as well. Just a moment. Okay. So, yes, that's it. Please let us know if you can see the slides already. Just a moment. If you can see it, please unmute and let us know that you can see it. Hello? Okay, so I'll just take the formal introduction for myself, by myself. Olurunke is a certified life and emotional wellness coach with deep passion and commitment to help people, families gain clarity, guiding them to achieve their goals and life's purposes. She believes in finding happiness and emotional balance in various aspects of life. Our devotion is to move people from where they are to where they ought to be or want to be while minding their minds. Her positive outlook to life is not hard to see, as her happiness and positive vibe is simply contagious. She is the lead coach at the Emotional Wellness Company, founder of Emotional Wellness Tribe, and the convener of Mind the Mind, an emotional wellness hangout, a platform created to help people unburden and take charge of various matters of the mind, and to also get professional coaching and emotional wellness support. She's a certified family systems practitioner, a member of Life Coaches Association of Nigeria, and a member of Family Life Coaches Association USA. So if I do say so myself, I would say welcome, Olurunke Oluwaleri. Thank you so very much for joining us. I need us to all unwind. This is a very significant edition. Is not, you can see that we're in a very no judgment zone, in a whole no holds barred zone. We're just doing our thing. We're just being happy. So I don't want you to expect a particular mode or a particular very uptight environment. Just feel free and just unwind. That's why we're here today, even as we talk about it. So thank you so very much. You're welcome to Mind the Mind 3.0. We're talking about the happiness quotient. And then what is the happiness quotient all about? If we look at it, we're talking about, when you see that slide, what do you see? You see different pictures of different smileys, which means that happiness is all around. It's just about what you're looking for. What you're looking for is what you're going to find. If you decide to find gloom, subconsciously or consciously, you would see gloom. But when you do not know that happiness is all around, that's where you start getting agitated about what is just like looking for what's not lost. But when you see the picture of all of those smileys, it's supposed to let you know that happiness is everywhere, just waiting to be found, just waiting to be chosen, irrespective of whatever you're going through, irrespective of what situation you are right now. Even that in that situation that looks ugly, happiness is right somewhere in there. It's just for you to find it. It's just for you to find it. The how is what we're going to be talking about today, because some people have been asking, how do you find happiness even in all of these very uncertain times, in this pandemic and all? How do you find happiness? Like I said, even for this, like a quotient is the result gotten from the division of two variables, elements or quantities. So even though that's the dictionary, definition, that paraphrase dictionary definition only works with facts and tangible values. But true happiness has its own variables too. But the difference is that they are intangible, yet they are very real. True happiness and all its variables may not have, maybe like if you look at the concept of quotient in mathematics, or in when you're summing up, figures or something, you know that you have very tangible variables. You have variable X, variable Y, but happiness may not have such variables that you may hold on to like that. But no matter how intangible they seem, they are still very much real. So I'll move on to the next slide now, where we take a special sneak peek into some of the critical areas, some of the 12 critical areas. I limited it to 12 because when you look at it, you may have more than 12 anyway, but when you look at it, when you want to talk about your finances, when you want to talk about your career, when you want to talk about your recreation and rest, that's another critical point. When you want to talk about contentment, when you want to talk about your performance, how your work, gives you that kind of joy. When you want to talk about that, just a moment while I get that sound off. Just a moment. Thank you. Sorry, I had to just quickly get that sound off. All right. So when you look at all of these variables and all of these critical areas, we talked about, I've mentioned finances, I've mentioned your relationships, I've mentioned your family, I've mentioned contentment, I've mentioned your career, I've mentioned fun, recreation, and rest, and a host of other areas that may be critical to your life. You find out that even the subject of adaptation to all of these circumstances is what affects how we think about happiness. When you're not able to adapt to some changes in some circumstances, then it helps or it will either affect your happiness quotient and probably make you gloomy. And if you do not get out of it immediately, then it makes the situation even worse. Meditation also changes our thoughts about things. Okay, like the scientists will say, your left prefrontal cortex in your brain is responsible for registering positive emotions. How well are you using that part of you? How well are you using that part of you? Okay, the brain is built to change in response to experience, as said by the psychologist Richard Davidson. While meditating, the brain is even more active. You may not be talking while meditating. You may just you may be in a serene environment. You may just be, silent and then brooding over some things. Your brain is even more active when you're meditating. So I need you to please look at that critically. So when we're just taking a sneak peek into some of those areas. Okay, so we'll talk about them more as we move on. We've mentioned finances and how your finances can affect you. How do you spend your money? Spending your money is critical. How you spend your money is very, very critical to how you would be able to find happiness. Because the truth of the matter is, like Margaret mentioned earlier, money is very, very good. Okay, so don't say that, oh, fine, there are some researches that have, gone on ahead. There's some researches that we may have, been able to study that says that money does not bring happiness. But some other researchers have come out to debunk that and to say that, hey, money brings happiness. However, there are one or two things that may be factors that will really, really determine how the money can bring happiness. So how you spend your money also has a very, very great way. Is a very big determinant of how happy you would be. Spending money on a time-saving purchase makes you happier than a material purchase. I'll take that again. Spending money on a time-saving purchase makes you happier than a material purchase. That's from a research. It's proven to be true. It's been researched over and over again. So it's not just about spending money and being happy in the immediate. When you spend money on time-saving areas, because like we all know, time is money. When you spend money on time-saving areas, it gives you more happiness even than just some material purchase. Okay, I'll move quickly to your future income. All right, happiness affects future income. That's from a research that we did even while doing the study on happiness. Happiness affects future income because when you are not happy, You will not be able to make objective decisions that will help you invest properly, that will help you put your money where your mouth is, that will help you put your money in the things that really, really matter. So I need us to please remember that. And then we talk about happiness, having both subjective well-being as a part of it and having positive effects as well. Positive effects. Happiness, even from this slide, as you can see, talks about the increase in subjective well-being and increase in positive affection, how it can affect your being happy, how people evaluate their own lives in terms of life satisfaction and in terms of affective explanations, how people evaluate those areas is also what we call subjective well-being. And it also brings about happiness. And various positive emotions, feelings, and moods that we frequently experience and easily recognize also forms a huge part of happiness. So subjective well-being actually makes life easier and better. And happiness affects the mind, body, and soul. So I'm trying to move quickly. When you look at this slide, what comes to your mind? It says, do not disturb, unwind. It's as simple as that. There, we cannot overemphasize the importance of fun, recreation, and rest. It is very, very key for you to unwind, regardless of income, regardless of your health, regardless of your personality. Holiday trips makes you happier. That's from a research. It's not just me saying that, okay? That's from a research. And it's not just from one research. Researches are proven that when you take holiday trips, it may not have to be maybe outside the location where you are, but somewhere free from work, free from all the stress, free from all the things that you've had to face. The holiday that you take away from work actually makes you a lot happier. And so we cannot, overemphasize the importance of fun, recreation, and rest. I'll move on to this next slide. It's very, very interesting. It says, I want my life back. Limit social media. If you look at that caption, I want my life back, that I, for social media lovers, you already know what that I stands for a particular social media platform. The W, for people who use that will know. The A, the N, all of these are pictorial representations of the social media accounts that most of us hold. You can see the M, that's for your email. Some people are on email 247. 247. Some people are on email 247, and it affects. So even though work will not finish, some people do not know. I tell people, work does not finish. If you bring work from the office home, it will not still finish. In this era of working from home as well, it will not still finish. So you may need to schedule your time properly so that you can find happiness properly, and so that you can find happiness in the things that really matter. If you look at that F in life, you see that that's even Facebook. Okay, look at the yellow part, you see that that's Instagram. So all of these social media accounts that we have, at times they're like stressors most of the time. So you just have to find the balance and when to stop so that you can get your life back. Find your tribe, love them hard. This talks about the importance of social interaction. And on this very slide, I would like us to know that quality friendship predicts and contributes to your happiness. That's from one of the researches that we did. Quality friendship predicts and contributes to your happiness. So who are your tribe members? When we say tribe, we're not talking about maybe ethnicity or maybe one group or the other. We're not talking about the basic definition of just tribe, like your tribe people. We're talking about people of like minds. We're talking about people who share your vision. We're talking about people who will love you for you, people who would make you, propel you to be better, people who will help guide your dreams, nurture it, people who will not be afraid of your success when your success comes, people who will not, be envious or jealous of you, people who would be genuinely happy for you when you're really happy, and people who will be there, just like a friend of mine says that, what are friends for if not to inconvenience each other? Yes, those kind of tribe members are what you need in your life. If you know that you have a whole lot of things, my husband says something so much about housekeeping. When we say housekeeping is not just about keeping the house clean. Housekeeping for us in this home is to delete and replace relationships that may not be working. When we do housekeeping, you delete contacts, maybe contacts that have not even added value to your life, or that you may not have added value. So you may be saying you want to delete some contacts. Some people are also thinking of how to delete you, quote and unquote. So you must find that balance, find your tribe. And when you do find that tribe, love them hard. It doesn't cost much to love, because on this area of love rests every aspect of humanity. When you find your tribe, love them hard. So it helps you a whole lot. And so I wanted to talk about more tips on choosing happiness here. And so we would say, how do we stay happy regardless? How do we stay happy regardless? Number one, these are just few tips. They are not they are not rules that are cast in iron. They are not like ABCD of choosing happiness. No, they're just tips coming from us as we unwind. Identify the iota of concern. That means everything competing with your happiness. When you identify the things that are competing with your happiness, the things that are making you concerned. When you look at this slide, for instance, okay? When you look at this slide, for instance, you see that very happy yellow smiley in the midst of all the sad ones, okay? When you are able to identify the iota of concern, it's like being aware that where I am, this is the things that I focus on are the things that make me unhappy. When you are aware, when your mood switches, I do that a lot. When I get maybe a mood switch or a mood change, I try as much as possible to pause and to see, okay, in the last few seconds or in the last few minutes, what did I think about? Or what came to my mind? Or what did I see? Maybe if I'm driving past, what did I see? Or what just happened that switched up my mood? Don't allow your mood changes to just go like that. Because when you do not identify the iota of concern, it will be an issue. And then it will now cascade into you snapping at people, it may just be you in traffic that may have, spoiled your mood. So identify it. And then once you're able to identify that iota of concern, what will happen if that concern happens not to be sorted? When you ask yourself that very sincere question, then you know how to answer it. The reason why I won't give an answer to that is because your subconscious knows what is right. That's the truth of the matter. Your half of the time, most of the time, actually, your subconscious knows the right thing for you to do. So ask yourself, what will happen if that concern is not sorted? And then ask yourself another question. What are the pros and the cons of this situation that is making you unhappy? Then you ask yourself, what are the likely things that could go wrong? What are the things that will go right as well? What is the worst possible scenario? What is the best possible scenario? Is it worth staying unhappy for if things do not change? So when you ask yourself these deep questions, okay, you know that hanging your happiness on materiality is just like hanging a door without its hinges, okay? Hanging your happiness, I'll say that again, hanging your happiness on just material things alone is like hanging a door without the hinges. What will happen? At some point, it will fall apart. Even if you prop it so many times, it will definitely fall. So you do not want to get to that crashing point. You just need to find your balance in the midst of all of that. So I'll move on quickly to the next slide. Get busy. One of the researches that we did shows that busy people actually do not have time at times to be unhappy. When we say busy people, not busy doing nothing, busy focusing on focus on the things that make you happy. Get busy. No time for negative vibes. Not just busy doing what you do not love. Get busy doing what you love, and you will find better alignment with purpose. What will be the result? The result will be happiness, happiness, and happiness. A research that we did shows that participation in religious activities is positively associated with higher levels of happiness. It's not just a research in Nigeria. It's a research worldwide. So you need to find time to connect to your source. Find time to connect to your spirituality. We're not talking religious activities here, okay? When we're talking spirituality, even this lockdown has actually shown us so much for people who just get busy doing maybe religious activities. And now that they cannot do religious activities, quote unquote, some into depression. But if you connect more with, connect your being busy to your spirituality, not religiosity now, permit me to use that word. So when you connect your spirituality, when you connect to your spirituality more, that's your source of inspiration. Find it and connect to it, okay? For us, we know that our source is God. And as much as possible, once you connect to that spirituality, you would be able to find a clearer definition for your purpose, okay? So just get busy, okay? Get busy. And then we have spend time on money. Spend time and money on others. This is also one of the researches that we did. You can see from the slide, it says donate, give, you do humanitarian work, give money, give food, give friendship, give some work, just give life, okay? Give life, love back. It doesn't, cost so much to give. It doesn't cost so much to love. It may be giving out of your time, just listening to someone can make all the difference. And then by the time you are able to help others, even while you yourself are burdened, you will feel lighter at the end of the day. So spending time on others makes you happier. Generosity also makes you happier. I'm trying to look at what I sent down here. That's one of the major secrets of happiness. Beyond money, beyond your relationships, that's a big point on happiness. Okay? Your social relationships, as social beings, all right, are even more, contagious, and it can be transmitted even much more as faster than even COVID-19 or anything. Once you have positive social interactions, you would see that the positive energy that you're generating can be transmitted faster than a virus. Okay, happiness spreads through social networks like a virus, even in a pandemic. That's the truth of the matter. So life is a journey. It gets even better when we make that journey together. So never walk alone. I know that for Liverpool fans, that's their slogan, never walk alone. So I need us to borrow that. So we need to have some laughs. Lanre would agree with me that being a happiness ambassador, at this point, I would want Larry to say something about it and how humor so far, because he has been a comedian for decades now, okay? And how being a comedian has even helped him. I know that it makes people laugh, it makes people happy, and he's going to tell us, just share with us in a bit, how this humor game, gives him that joy. Because at the end of the day, if you make people happy and you're not happy, then it means that you may not have that overdose yourself. So humor is good. Just get overdosed with very good humor. So Larry, I'll allow you to unmute yourself now so that you can share with us how humor helps us do all of these things. Hello, Larry, are you there? Okay, while he's getting, okay, so I'll, all right. So, and I want Larry to also take, okay. Larry, you are also going to be taking the next, so from here, I would allow you, take the next slide on just talk about how humor also affects marital happiness and all of that. Okay? All right. So over to you, Larry.
Okay. Hello everyone, and good morning again. Okay, so this is what all I can say is, you know what? Your happiness is in your hands. Like you have rightly said, in every single way. Some people do not, no, not some people. Nigerians do not believe in paying for happiness. That's the reason why you have someone like an AY or Alibaba tell you literally to go and do what do they call it? To pay for table for a show that is they'll tell you 2 million per table. And some people be like, that's so expensive. What are they even saying there? Maybe it's just to laugh. They do not know that you just laughing alone, it has saved you so many drugs that you would have bought with your own money.
Sure.
It has saved you so many exercises that you would have actually run miles to get. Because no matter, if you laugh, you thicken the muscles in your tummy. If you laugh, you're thickening the muscles in your tummy and your ribs, they work together. So all of those things that you would have needed someone to massage you about. Because over time, I've heard so many people say stuff to me like, oh, Larry, it was when you were doing your comedy. I don't know what happened to me. As in, this one literally came to meet me. That he lost his mom and his dad in the space of 1 week. Like, he lost his mom. He traveled to the house. By the time he got home, and they were still mourning, and then the dad slept and did not wake up again. So after everything, it was, when you are hearing supernatural, if there's anything like supernatural depression, that was what he was going through. He was super duper depressed. And I was just chatting with him, and then we're having a conversation. And all of a sudden, I don't know what entered me. I was just saying, because majority of my comedy are actually life experiences, my life experiences. Like 85% of what I say as comedy are actually my life experiences, because I'm not like a very adventurous person. But yes, so as not to divert from what we're talking about, I was literally explaining to him what happened to me, and this guy was laughing and rolling on the floor. Not until I didn't know what had gone through a week or two before, he was laughing and rolling on the floor. And I'm like, guys, this thing is not funny. This thing is paining me. Like, you are laughing and you are rolling on the floor. It's not funny. Like, I was really doing all of that. And he kept on laughing. And he stood up and he was like, that's the first laugh he has really had in the space of 3 months. That he has not had he had not had reason to smile. Like, people who get married, normal. You just had a baby, so he has seen life as so that was his own moment. So we what I'm trying to say is, we all have to have our moments in our lives. You don't have to reach that, no matter what you do. See, this pandemic has exposed a lot of people. E.g., when you talk about people who are always busy, and then they are now locked at home, they are now depressed. See, at some point I thought, it's not only me. Let me not say at some point at some point, all of us, we were going through the symptoms of coronavirus. We thought we had it because only you are in your house, only you do not go anywhere. 2 weeks, all of a sudden you started having temperature. All of a sudden you started coughing. All of a sudden everything started happening. See, and it's due to one thing. It was this same laughter that actually helped me, because I was not explaining to somebody who was like a mentor to me. It was not like man, it's because there's nowhere to go. See, two things always cause symptoms of coronavirus. If you are broke, you just be feeling temperature, you'll be having a headache, your throat will be scratching you. Well, if you don't have money like this, all these some of us, when we are broke, you notice that there's nothing that anybody can say. It can't be funny to you. So good. And it's not your fault. It's because you need money. But we need to find happiness outside of our comfort zone. When I say outside of our comfort zone, I mean, like, if you say, oh, if I get married, I'll be happy. When you get married, so what next? You'll be done being happy. That's all. So me, anytime I leave my house every day, I tell myself that I know something will make me happy today. And trust me, it will make me happy. Because today now, I said something will make me happy, something will make me happy. I didn't know what I was going to expect. I drove out, and all of a sudden, my friend who was driving a Benz, he was parked in front of me. After going to spray Benz, on this dispatch rider, he jammed the Benz in front. After jamming Benz in front, my brothers and my sister, he knows that he does not have money to repaint it. He dobale on the floor. He was not rolling on the floor. And my friend was not talking, he was just looking at him. I was not like, Prince, sorrow now, talk now. This guy is begging, he's rolling. He knows the guy does not have money. So he's just collecting all the dobale. Let him dobale. When he's tired of collecting dobale, he'll tell him to stand up. But let him dobale for the money we used to repaint that distance. Do you understand? It made me laugh. It made me smile. That incident, that whole scenario made it. People that heard him say it, those ones started laughing too. So at the end of the day, he was not like, idiot, just be going. Do you understand? He ended up like that. And it's not, and moving to the marital part, see, some of us, we are taking marriage too seriously. That's why our marriage is having problems. I'll be frank with you. My mother is a marriage counselor. I have seen, I have heard, I have helped in every single way I can. But I realize some people are taking marriage too seriously. I know of a guy who will be telling his own wife, go and kneel down there. And I kid you not. And he was saying it with full boldness. He said, I was angry with the way she was behaving, so I told her to go and kneel down, and she did not kneel down. And then he started beating your wife. I say, something is wrong with your head. Domestic violence is wrong in the first place. So right now, the lady is they are sorting their own issues. But when you hear some things, you appreciate the one that you have. So you and your husband, you are still arguing. Me and my wife, we argue, we fight. See, I should be an I'm sorry ambassador, because there is no day that I did not say I'm sorry. There is no day. You know, the day that I'm sorry almost finished me, it was the day that I told my wife that I'm sorry. She now asked me one question. She now said, okay, Larry, so what exactly are you sorry for? And I didn't know why I'm sorry again. Now I have to start saying I'm sorry.
Oh my.
I have to start.
Hello, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. I said I have to start saying I'm sorry for saying I'm sorry. Do you understand? It was terrible. It was really terrible. So, but what I'm trying to say is everybody, what causes fights in my own marriage is simple things that would have not caused fights. Simple things that would have not caused fights in bed. E.g. meat. It's not like they didn't use meat to bring me up, but I like meat. Do you understand? Especially if it's ogunfe, I like it. Do you get? So my wife was not frying meat during pandemic. I was like, babe, nice one that you're doing this. So I had to let me help her in the kitchen. As I was helping, I took one. He said, babe, it's okay. I said, okay, let me not just be taking me. Let me just use it to drink Gary. So I now carry Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, as I was drinking the Gary, as I was preparing for the Gary, I took another one. So I don't know, the meat was quickly finishing. It did not last. So I now drank the Gary finish. And then I realized by the time the Gary finished, I've taken like 4 minutes. So my wife now was not like, I now told her that she should just give me one as Jara. She now say, how many have I taken? See, that's why I don't see that thing that people used to say, that say the truth and the truth shall set you free. That's the day that I know that the truth did not set me free. The truth put me in wahala. So I now told her that I've only taken 4. She now says that for the whole of the week that I will not eat meat. I now went outside. And she now gave me food. She now put half meat. And I went at first, I left the food and I went outside. Then And the door now mistakenly jammed. They didn't even now open the door.
Oh my. That's network there.
And I'm the man of the house. Let me angry. But I controlled myself. Because what will it profit a man? Because, and it's not, that's not my only offense. I've committed plenty other ones. Do you understand? And I know that God is working on me. So I don't know when the work will finish, because I'm not sure the work can really finish like that. Do you get? And it's painful, because before pandemic, my wife told me, we need a flat screen TV, another TV, and a smart TV in the house. I say, the one we have in the house, the DSTV that is showing on top, is it not smart enough? She say that our TV does not have Netflix, that I should buy another one. So me, I need to, and I say, okay, no problem, we buy another one. And I made her understand that before I met you, I met this TV. Me and this TV, we have a cordial relationship. Do you understand? We were close. And then my wife came to my life, and then all of a sudden, before I used to watch movie, watch sports on my own television. Now, my TV have turned to Z World and Nickelodeon. I'm not even sure I'm the head of the house again. I'm like a family member. It's what they say to me that we do. If I say something, I need her to approve it before I can do. So all these things, is just, I did not talk. And in February, and I say, no problem, I'll buy the television. We now went to price television. The one we see is Samsung Smart TV. I say, how much? They say 450. I say, no. How much is the smaller one? They say 300. That one is 65 inch. I say, how many is our panel that will have 65 inch inside? My wife say it's a smart TV. So this, I said, why is this 300? They say, because it's curved. I say, how much is straight? If they straight it, that there's nobody in our family that their eyes curved. Everybody, all of us, our eyes is straight. Let's be watching straight television. How much is that one? They said 250. I said, no problem, that I will buy it. All of a sudden, we got to the store when my money was. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
We got to the store when my money was complete. My money was complete to buy the TV. We got to the store. On getting to the store, lo and behold, is it this devil is a liar? He wants to scatter my family. When we got to the store, they told me that the Samsung TV is sold out. When in February, it's sold out. In my heart, I was happy because thank God, I'll not spend money. Then she now reminded me that, Lanley, Chevi, you have one friend in Ikorodu that used to work in warehouse. He knows about importation. He will know where we'll find the TV. And I said, no problem. I called him. Instead of the idiot to tell me that, Lanley, there's no television. I called him. I said, guy, my wife is here. I want to buy TV. Do you have? Are you not supposed to say I don't have as my guy? You should, when you hear my wife is here, you should be able to code that and saying that you should say you don't have. You say, I have. I even have 5. Be coming to the store. Means I now carry my 2 left leg and went to the store. When we got there, lo and behold, I saw the TV. I said, how much is it? He said 250,000. And I saw another one behind him. He said that one, the one he showed us that is 250, that one is Samsung. The one at the back, that one is Samsung's. He have S at the back. So I say, how much is that one? He said 150. I say, hey, see this miraculous God. When we are buying one smart TV for 250, and the one behind it that looks exactly the same, the only difference is one S that is a typographical error that they wrote Samsung instead of Samsung. And that one is how much? He said 150. I said, no problem, I will take it. I carried the TV, I brought it to the house. When I brought it to the, my wife said, why is this on Samsung's? I say, it's the new product of Samsung. Say, because they are extending, it's their brother product. Do you understand? It's not their mother product or sister, it's their brother product. It's their neighboring product, Samsung. So, on owning my Samsung, ladies and gentlemen, on a normal day, if you own Samsung, Shebi, you see one white line that will cross, you'll not write Samsung. I own my own Samsung, no white line cross. So I saw 2 people. They were walking past each other. They didn't even greet each other. They didn't even say hello. That was when I was concerned that, hey, what's happening? And all of a sudden, I didn't know what to expect because it was a curved TV. My TV started writing low battery. I say, hey, what's really going on? Why will TV be writing low battery during this thing? I called him. I said, what is going on? My TV is writing low battery. Imagine he now told me that the TV, the reason why it's writing low battery is because it's doing overheating. I say, why will television be having motor problem? How will television be doing overheating? Where will we put the coolant? Where will we pour water? He said, I should on AC, I should put it in front of the TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have to carry my AC put it in front of the TV. It is catching me that's watching television. My television is enjoying AC. That did not pay me. Oh. On getting to the pandemic, then I say everybody locked down. We cannot go anywhere. First week, it was still light. Nothing happened to television. We're still watching Z World and Nickelodeon as usual. All of a sudden, after 2 weeks, when they put army on the road and nobody can go anywhere, I just noticed that on the TV, I just said, "Pa, hey." When he said "pa," my heart skipped because I know that pa would be expensive. As he do pa, I quickly go and off it because from my upbringing with television don't used to blow once, it used to blow 2 times. He used to do pa pa. When he do the second pa is the final spoiling. So I didn't let it do the second one. I quickly go and off it. So I now went on Google to press when television do pow, what will we do? Ladies and gentlemen, Google, I wrote when Samsung TV do pow. And now I just know that I keep putting Samsungs, but Google will be changing to Samsung. And then I'm trying to tell Google that no, my own television is Samsung's. It does not end with G, it ends with A, another S. That is Samsung. But Google is taking me back to Samsung, and I decided to watch Samsung. So, ladies and gentlemen, they removed 10 screws from the back of that Samsung, and then they now remove it, and then inside it they remove one fuse and replace the fuse, and the television show again. And I say I should remove my own. I should try it. I removed the first screw. I removed the 10th one. I removed the 20th one. The television have not loose finish. I removed the 30th. On removing the 35th screw, the television opened. By the time I opened my television, it was like I broke into another person's apartment. Then I realized that those two people that always walk up and down, they have property inside my television. I was seeing power bank, I was seeing keyboard, I was seeing charger inside the television. Ladies and gentlemen, that was when I knew why those people were beefing it. Maybe somebody charged one and the other person stole it. So they were not greeting each other anytime I on my television. But that did not pay me. What paid me is the fact that I did not find the fuse that Google said I will remove and will replace to on my television back. By the time I say I should couple it back, I didn't know which screw went to where again. All of a sudden, I now have to use super glue with sellotape. I shall do this in bashu. I shall put it on the wall. My wife, instead of her to ask me as the man of the house that our daddy, have you finished repairing television? And I will tell her, no, our daddy have not finished repairing television. She didn't ask me. She just went, bam, she went to on the TV. All of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, I hear bow. It's not bad. I didn't hear pa. I hear bow. The television blow. If it was only the television that blew, it wouldn't have paid me. I hear bow inside my house, and I hear bow outside. My television blow, and it affected the transformer of our area outside. Our transformer blow. So all the people in the area, they are now coming to my compound saying, Larry, your television has spoiled our transformer. When are you packing up? Because you know that NEPA will not bring the lights anytime soon. So as I speak to you, I'm looking for another house because I bought television for my wife. So please, no matter how bad your marital problem is, you will always find humor out of it. Trust me.
That's true. Thank you, Larry. Thank you so very much. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that we've all picked out, even from that very, very humorous session, we have been able to pick out what works. One thing that stands out, even from what he said, was whether you're married or not, your happiness is not determined on just, being married. Whether you're single, whether you're married, you will still need to find your own happiness. And he also mentioned the need for us to, say, I'm sorry at some point or the other. So, but even though Larry would always, overdo it, but I think that is also a very profound thing. Then someone made a comment. Thank you, Funlayo, for responding on the chat room, even with that very fantastic. Somebody asked, what are the examples of time-saving purchases? And Fumi answered very, very well. Thank you so very much for that. I actually put up my picture, my family picture, just to talk about the concept of marital happiness, because most times it's beyond. The reason why I put up this picture, I know that we can still see the slides, is beyond the picture. Some things may be going on. You don't know whether he was pinching me at the back, whether we were not happy that morning. We just went for a program and we did pia. We put bone of our bones, but you don't know whether that bone is actually, tricking you on one side. Let me borrow that word. But we're just saying that don't just trust pictures that you see that are put up like this. You may see very sweet family pictures. You may see don't feel, overwhelmed all by yourself. Whether you're single, whether you're married, just stay true to yourself. You do not have to feel pressured, okay, into anything. Just find happiness wherever you are, okay? And then so just stay positive. That's what the next slide says. Be grateful and be happy. A grateful heart always finds that balance somehow. Just stay grateful, because gratefulness significantly increases the state of happiness in you and connects you better to your source and your creator, which is God. That's your source of spirituality. So when you're grateful, it connects you better. You're able to see what the things that may seem not to be working. And then you know that even inside that thing that seems not to be working, you will still find reasons to be grateful. My coach Tola Fonja said something about one time. He shared on social media the need for us to have, it was like a gratitude challenge, okay? I would like to also, share that with us, because it's very, very key. She had us, keep a jar, and then every day we put pieces of paper writing what we're grateful for. And so at the end of a particular season, you could make yours maybe at the end of the week, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, whatever time that you set for yours. Once you open that jar, if you're able to read out each of those pieces of papers, you will see what you're being grateful for. If yours may not necessarily be a jar, it could be a gratitude journal where you keep it every day before you go to bed. Just write about 3 or 4 things that you're grateful for. You're grateful for the air you breathe in. You're grateful that you still have your mind intact. You're grateful that so many things may not be working. Just write out things that you're grateful for. And by the time you bring out that journal, maybe at some point where you may be feeling down, or when you're even feeling pumped up, just go through it and you will find out where you're coming from. You will be grateful for your journey. So that brings us to the end of the presentation today. Thank you so very much for listening. And like I mentioned when we started, there's an assessment that we're going to take. That's like a free gift from us to you on this platform. Following that assessment, okay, Emotional Wellness Tribe will be giving out, we're going to be giving, that's why when the tickets sold out for this event, because we wanted to have this closed user, participant experience, so that we can all do what we need to do. We're going to be giving out 15 minutes of clarity sessions to everyone that needs it on this platform. So just what you need to do, I've put our contact details there, even on the screen. You can email us at Emotional Wellness Tribe for this week and next week. Everyone who attended today gets a 15-minute free access to professional coaching session. Professional coaching session will be yours. So, and then that assessment that we're going to, share, I'm going to share the link very soon. You can also, like I said, you can email us at emotionalwellnesstribe@gmail.com to book your session, so that we'll be able to fix you up for any of the time slots that you choose. That's throughout between now and next week. Okay, you can contact us to redeem that gift. So, and then we'll be glad to. So once you email or send a message, send a WhatsApp message to that number that you can see on the slide, then you will be able to get your session booked, your 15-minute session booked. You can also DM on our social media handles, Facebook and Instagram at Emotional Wellness Tribe. And you can also, I would like us to also follow our social media handles. You can also follow Larry on at MC Larry J on Instagram. Okay, like I put it there. I have very massive thanks going out to Dr. Emo, my friend and brother. Thank you, Dr. Emo, for being there with all the graphics and all. Thank you, Rumi, for brainstorming on the whole subject of choosing happiness. Thank you. Massive thanks to my coach, Tolu Afonja. Thank you so very much for all these 30 sessions that we've had together. Thank you so very much. I do not take that opportunity for granted. Thank you to my husband. Thank you to my children, my family. I've had very fantastic support system as well. And thank you, massive thanks to our guest for today, Olariwaju Gregory. Thank you so very much. So like I said, you can also follow him at MC Larry J on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Larry. So you're not running off yet anyway, but so I want us to please take note of this link so that we can quickly take the assessment. It will take just about a minute. I promise you that. So I'm going to copy the assessment link in the chat room. So once you click on it, we can all, we can all try as much as possible to take it. So just a moment while I copy that in the chat room, just a moment. I'm trying to send it. Just a moment. Let me put it up on the slide so that maybe it's easier for you to see that way. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Okay. All right, there you have it. You can click on it and then quickly take your assessment. Once you take your assessment, once you submit, please let me know if you're having any issue with that. Once you take your assessment and you submit. Okay, someone is saying I should put it on the chat room. Just a moment, that may be better. So that I will just click. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay. Just a moment, please. I'm trying to paste it there. Just a moment. Please bear with us. Just a moment. I'm trying to expand this thing. Just a moment. Please bear with me. I'm trying to expand it so that I can send it to the chat room. Just a moment. I think I need some help here. Okay. So there it goes. Okay. If you can see, just comment on the chat and then you can click on it easily to take your assessment. It will take just a minute. Once you're done, okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Kemi. So once you're done, taking your happiness assessment, once you submit, you would see the brief, result or interpretation of your result there with the recommendation, okay, that we have given. So once you see your recommendation will also let you see where you are and what you need to do as well. So please feel free to take advantage of the opportunity that we've provided. Feel free to take advantage of the free sessions that we have also put in place, so that it's not just like that's why we had to peg the tickets at that particular point where the ticket was sold, that we wanted a very closed participant experience, so that you're not just laughing or listening to slides. This is somewhat practical, so that when you go from here, you will know what to do, even if you find yourself lacking in any of these areas that has to do with happiness. I need us to please look at it, take your assessments, and also please let me know once you're done with the assessment. So I'll just give a few, the assessment should not take up to 2 minutes. So once you do it, I'll just let us comment in the chat room. So I'll just give us that time to take that. Okay. So once you're done, it's an anonymous mode assessment. So you may not necessarily share or not. But if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat room as we go into Q&A for a few minutes. We have just about 9 minutes left before the end of the program. We're supposed to end at 11:30 according to the schedule. So within the next 5-6 minutes, let's drop our questions. If you have any question at all, please feel free to drop them. And while we're dropping them, some questions came in earlier that we will need to, talk about. Larry, are you there? Someone says that, hello, Larry Greg. Hello, Larry J. Because that's the brand name that brings the money. So, all right. So whether someone says that, how can one choose happiness in this pandemic? Okay, I'm going to repeat that. We talked about that extensively in the slide, okay, where we talked about the tips some of the tips on choosing happiness. So I'll just, repeat that briefly. How can one choose happiness in this pandemic? I'll just give a few tips. Like I said, it's not casting iron or casting rocks. Okay, find what works for you. How you can choose happiness is first by identifying the need for you to be happy. Don't pretend that you're happy when you're not. Okay, it will not help you, neither will it help anybody. Okay, when you're not true to yourself. The first point that I would like to make is be true to yourself. Be aware that you need to be happy. Be aware of what you need to do to be happy. If you find out that maybe seeing movies make you happy and you couldn't go to the cinemas because of the pandemic, it's okay. You can have maybe a movie night out all by yourself, even as you watch on Netflix or something. So just try as much as possible. Once you're aware of what makes you happy and the need for you to be happy, you can look around you and look at what may have been stressing you. Find out what your stressors are. Whatever thing that may have been stressing you, if the stressors are things like social media, stressors are things like that are not, human, maybe your stressors are not human. Let me put it that way. You can reduce your screen time, reduce your TV time, reduce the way you listen to bad news, reduce the negative reports that you get. Focus more on positive vibes and positive information, okay? And if you find out that your stressors are humans, maybe you find out that the stress coming from, if you're not married, maybe the stress coming from your boss at work, if maybe your family members or anyone around you. If you're married, maybe stress is coming from your children, or even if you're not married and you have children, stress is coming from your children or from so many angles, or maybe your spouse. Just try as much as, even though you cannot cut off humans, okay, try as much as possible to speak about it. Let them know what you need. Just communicate. And if it seems like they're not getting you, find time to book a session with us. Okay, the contacts are there. So find time to book a session with us, and then you'll be able to onboarding and unwind. And apart from just booking a session, also see what you can leverage on around you. Focus more on the positives so that anyone will not get you worked up. Then another question, I don't know if there's any question yet in the chat room before I take the next question. Just a moment, I'm trying to check. Okay, while we're checking, another question says, can money bring happiness? We've talked about that as well. We've talked about that money brings happiness. Yes. However, it's not just about money. Money that is the source of happiness. What you do with that money matters. We talked about the need for you to give, the need for you to love people around you, the need for you to invest practically in take investment decisions that are futuristic, things that will make you happier. Okay, all right. So money itself may not, be the source of your happiness. What you do with it also matters. And how do you identify stressors and how we can manage them? We just talked about that. Then someone says, when is the next Mind the Mind hangout? Okay, the next Mind the Mind hangout, it's a quarterly event. Okay, by God's grace, we should have another one by next quarter. We'll let you know once the flyers are out, once the program is rolled out. Okay, so the last question that I have here says, I seem like a very happy person, but deep down I am not. How do I marry my outward appearance with my current realities? I really would like to be happy within and without. Okay, if you are joining us even from the beginning, that's about what sums up everything we've talked about. When you're happy on the inside, it reflects on the outside. And when you're not happy on the inside, it's just a matter of time. Even if you try to pretend, it's a matter of time. It will reflect in your interactions. So how you can tackle that, okay, lies basically, there is no hard and fast the pattern that works for person A may not work for person B. We've talked about humor. If humor may not work for you in the immediate, we've talked about the need to find your tribe. We've talked about the need to, increase your social interactions. We talked about the need to focus on your purpose. We talked about the need to get busy doing the right things, get busy doing positive things. Okay, some people for religious activities, it makes them happy. If it makes you happy, go ahead and do it. And since you cannot do it because of the pandemic, connect with your source of spirituality. That is even more cogent than just doing religious activities. So once you're able to connect with your spirituality source, which is God in this instance, try as much as you will find your happiness without any barrier or restriction, okay, in it. So I think that's about all the questions we have right now. I'm trying to see if there are more. There are about 2. Okay, someone says assessment completed. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay, for everyone that may still have to do the assessment, take your time, do your assessment, and then you can also reach out to us. Don't forget the free gift offer that we have for you, and we'll be glad to have you and help you navigate you from where you are to where you ought to be. Thank you so very much. At this point, we've come to the end of today's session, Mind the Mind 3.0. Yeah, thank you so very, very much. We really appreciate your time. We appreciate that you have spent resources, data, and all. Thank you so, so very much. We appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you. Special thanks to Larry Gregory, MC Larry J. Thank you so much for coming, Larry. If you are there, just say a quick shout out to our people quickly. All right, so Larry is off. Thank you very much, everyone. This is the point where we draw the curtain and we say thank you so very much. Do have an amazing day and please keep choosing happiness. Have a wonderful day. Bye.